Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, October 8th. Big jobs report out here this morning. It is the September labor report that will be released prior to the open, and that will definitely have a pretty big impact on the overall market. The debt ceiling appears to have been averted, although they have not actually done all the voting on that to get it to the president's desk. But well, if you're kind of like me and you're a political junkie, they're signing. They've come to this compromise very begrudgingly on all sides. So, it continues, and we will have to watch in December because all of this will come right back around in December for the debt ceiling and budget. Still working on that whole infrastructure spending package, so that is still kind of looming. And next week, big banks are starting to report. So hard to believe that we're right back into earnings season again. I feel like we kind of just got out, but we're starting it all over again. What are earnings going to report? It's pretty interesting because a lot of analysts had raised what they thought overall earnings might be and growth, but that was prior to the inflation issues, wage pressure. Just all kinds of things. So I think this is going to be kind of an interesting earnings season for a lot of people or a lot of companies as they weigh in things like shortages in raw materials, chips, just all manufacturing, and sorry, my throat's a little sore, and of course getting people back to work. So on that note, this report will include people that were no longer available. The federal stimulus for unemployment, those extra benefits, ran out at the beginning of last month on Labor Day. So this will be the first kind of look at how many people are coming back into the market. I think it's a really important number to watch, labor participation rate, because as that number increases, even though the overall unemployment number might increase, it's actually a good thing because people are out there trying to get jobs. Now, you look around, there are actually, I don't know about you, but where I live and where I travel, there are help wanted signs in, oh my goodness, almost every single store. And one other thing that we need to watch for, kind of keep a positive thing, a lot of seasonal jobs right now, right? So as we go into the holiday season, a lot of people hiring for the seasonality and the amount of companies that said that those jobs they hope that large percentage of those jobs turn into permanent positions because they were so understaffed to begin with. So it's a very interesting dynamic that we have coming here. And inflation, rising wages, being able to ship, right, from something from China has to get on a container ship. It has to come here, and then we have to be able to unload it and then put it on trucks and trains and get it everywhere. But it's getting caught up at every single point. And the container ships are costing 2, 3, 4, 5 times what they did last year, and some as much as about 15 times what they did last year. So there's a lot that's going into this, what does that mean for all of us? That means when you go to the store to buy those Christmas gifts, they're going to be higher. The companies can only absorb a portion of what they're having to pay out, and it then gets, spread again to all of us. So, okay, that's my spiel on that. Sorry. Taking a look at the S&P futures, pretty quiet here. We are slightly green, and I think that we're just really cautious on this number and what it could look like. So it's right above the 20. We're using this 20. We've had the 3-8 cross. Beautiful, right? We closed right at the 20 yesterday, and now we're looking to open and push up. So I always look at the futures chart because it's a much more fluid look of what's going on. When you look at something like the SPY chart, because it doesn't have all the, obviously it's not 24 hours a day or 23 hours a day, you don't get quite the same picture. So you see a lot of the gaps, right? Well, we came up here, right? We gapped up yesterday, pushed up. We didn't quite fill that gap, I don't think. I think we left just a little bit in there and then closed on the downside of the candle. Having a candle like this is not a bullish sign, right? We've gapped up. So although today we're holding that gap, We'll see after that report. Will it be a sell the news if it's a really good report? We will see, but we now have this gap. On the plus side, we have the 3-8 cross, so we're just looking for that push above the 20. Overall, though, this price action, you can see the box we traded in here for a while, and it's messy. It's very, very messy, especially as day traders or swing traders. When you're this kind of move, this whole thing here, if you're invested for years, it doesn't matter, right? You're just like, okay. It comes and it goes, it ebbs and flows, and this is the ebb of the post flow here. This is the ebb, and you absorb it. It's not a big deal. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm contributing every month, and I'm buying a little bit here, so I'm buying on these dips, all good. But when you're a swing trader, you're like, oh my God, I don't understand. Or even a day trader, right? Some little bit of news comes out, and sets the mark of the market sailing opposite of what we want it to do. And if you're on the put side, right? Because a lot of people, as we started to trickle down, right, had the put side and then got caught up in this, right? And we popped back up. We went, oh, okay, so it's time to go long. No, wait. So there's not a lot of conviction. And all I can say is if you're really struggling, it's not just you. It is the overall market. It's a really tough time to, it's not clear. It's not very obvious what is happening in the market. So I think the earnings season coming up is going to be pretty crucial for our look into the end of the year and where we end up. Okay, so I know I've gone on a rant. I'm sorry, but let's hop into a few charts here. A few that just did spectacular recently, but yesterday Netflix actually popped up and pulled right back in. Look for this because this, if you pull it down to a smaller time frame, it hit a Fibonacci line. So keep an eye on Netflix for a day trade, heading back up to the upside. And Investor Day for Tesla. I actually listened to the call or had it on my iPad as I was cooking dinner just to see. And I got to tell you, it's the first time I've actually watched one, and it was so boring. Oh my gosh, I just thought that maybe there would be something a little more exciting. Although there were some pretty funny questions that I thought that got through, especially about the VW bus. So if you have a chance, go take a look at that. I thought the question was pretty funny. So anyway, Tesla, it too trading in a very clear box. This is one that we talk about a lot during the day because we have a few people that might be addicted to it, but I'm not going to name any names. They will just be the no-name traders. But this morning coming in 739.90, so really nothing exciting. They didn't announce a dividend or anything like that. So okay. So we'll come in here and see if they have anything good for day trading. Still looks just fine to me because it is trading in this box. We're just waiting for the breakout of the box. So you've got to be really patient, which means you kind of have to have a little time on those options. Okay, the ones that we saw yesterday afternoon, right as the market started to pull back, certainly not getting into any of them, but looking pretty good here. Apps broke a longer term downtrend pretty easily, and then we can even take this 6 month. Oh well, darn it, we can't because I don't have the right tool in there. There we go. All right, we can even grab this 6 month chart, and there you go. Right. So the initial one would have been drawn from this 93.30 up here to this candle on 628. We broke that. Beautiful look. And kind of if you draw it really big, maybe an inverse head and shoulders. Again, I'm terrible with the head and shoulders patterns, whether they're inverse or not. But kind of, I guess if you squeeze your eyes, maybe make it look a little fuzzy. It looks a bit like an inverse head and shoulders, maybe. I don't know. But nonetheless, broke this longer term downtrend. Pretty nice close as we weakened, the market weakened there in the afternoon. So keep an eye on apps, and I like the November 80s. The other one that we looked at, eBay. Here we go. eBay gap went, again, pulled back. A lot of the candles have a little bit larger of a wick with the broader market pulling back, but clearly broke that trend line, came back into the point of control and pushed off. So keep an eye on eBay, and the 75s are where I would look. Well, if we're looking at eBay, we might as well go ahead and take a little look at Etsy. Love the fact that this had the 3-8 cross and closed over the 20. So keep an eye on the 220s for that one. Energy, still a hot commodity. Get it? Hot commodity? Energy? Heating your home? Okay, maybe not. I don't know. I thought that was a little funny. Okay, SM popped up here. And energy in general, right? Big move up. It took a little break the other day. Came right back in yesterday. Pushed, made a new high. Keep an eye on a breakout play for this. And I like the 30s. Anything over the close of yesterday. SM30. Well, I'll also go ahead and look at FANG too. Right? So FANG, kind of similar look. So in the energy space, I really feel like you could pick pretty much energy at any chart. And as long as it fit your financial criteria, go ahead and take a stab at it, or just go with the XLE. EOG here is a little bit interesting just because it has like a little wedge pattern going on there, so kind of fun. Or just play the XLE. All right. XLNX was on that list from yesterday as well, 3820 cross. We've got all of the moving averages down here, pushing up, put in a high of day before coming back in. Anything over yesterday's close. We do have earnings coming up, so we've got to really start watching for those earnings. Go to earningswhispers.com and look up the earnings, because you don't want to get caught holding through earnings if that was not your intended plan. So XLNX. Oh, not XLM. Yeah, maybe not that one. Okay. Here. GM. Right? This came up on our scan over the 50 last week. Last week. And then over the 200 this week. And we've kind of talked about, not very much, but GM, ton of electric vehicles too. Electric vehicle space kind of heating up again. And charging up. Charging. See? Yeah. Okay, anyway, pushing up off the 200 really nicely here. Hit that 200 scan. Looks like there's some pretty decent room up here to that point of control. And then on, we'll take a look at GM, which is kind of the grandpa stock here to look at. 57.50s there in GM. All right, a couple that have been on our watch list, I swear, every day or at least several times a week. Airbnb. I feel like I'm stalking this this stock. Okay, so nice move up, pull back using these fib lines, and you can see here that we have a beautiful squeeze of the 3820. Nice little move up, closed downside on the candle, but a nice little doji candle there. Looking for a continued break to the top side here in Airbnb. I would look at the 170s. Snow. Missed this move the last couple of days, so we talked about it here as we had this nice bullish engulfing candle, and then we talked about it yesterday, and now we're talking about it today. Push up off the 20. I would probably draw one of these trend lines like this, right? That was the move. And looking for anything now above I'm going to say 322 on this. So not quite the high of yesterday, above the close of yesterday. 322 looks like a nice little resistance area to go up and test that. 328, so some pretty good room in there. In snow, I would take a look at the 320s. Okay, that is it. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I can't believe I forgot Peloton. All right, we were watching some other bicycle therapeutic company. I can't even remember, BCYC, I think is what it was. And it was all over. It had a bunch of halts yesterday. Anyway, made me go look at Peloton and look at this beautiful little reversal. We have a bit of a triple bottom here. Moving on up, we closed above the 8. Lots of room to the 20. So take a look at Peloton too. I think this one looks pretty good for a continued reversal here, as long as we don't end up in kind of this bear flag look. So Peloton 90s. So November 90s. All right, everyone, that is it for me today. If you have any questions, heatherc@givingtreetrading.com. I will be leaving early today. I am flying out, so I'm going to be away for the weekend, but I will be back on Monday. So I hope you have a great day, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.